Good. Then I'm going to call to order the regularly scheduled meeting of the Simsbury Planning Commission. Today is Tuesday, September 14th, 2021. I'm sorry, 2021. So all who can, please rise and recite the Pledge of Allegiance with me once I get the flag going. Yeah. So Julie, I'm like you. I forgot how to do things. All right, let's make believe the flag's there, everybody. Here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the
republic
for which
it stands, one nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, I haven't used Zoom. My gosh, it's got to be 2 months. All right, next on the agenda, roll call. All right, so let's see, Holly Bem is absent. David Blumey, are you there, David? Absent for now. Aaron?
Yep.
Okay, Craig McCormack.
Here.
Alan Needham. Now, okay, so Alan has resigned. Okay. William Rice is here. Rich Cortez.
Here.
And Julie Eaton.
Here.
Okay, so alternate members tonight is special again for you. I'd like to seat both of you without objection from the other commissioners. Okay, hearing no objection, so done. Rich and Julie are promoted to full members for tonight. That brings the attendance to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, easily a quorum. Good. All right, next we have the approval of the minutes of the July 13th, 2021 meeting. I was not able to find those on Dropbox.
Yeah, what, the minutes? I wasn't either.
Yeah, I apologize. There's an error. It wasn't uploaded, and Bill pointed out to me this afternoon in an email. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to upload it prior to the start of this meeting. So the commission could. I would just recommend tabling action on this item. It could wait to the next meeting.
Okay, so I make a motion that we table the approval of minutes of July 13th, 2021 until the next meeting.
Did you not meet at the end of July?
We did not.
Oh, okay, because I know I was on vacation, so I couldn't meet that meeting. Oh,
So
okay.
we canceled that meeting, and then we let me look back at the schedule here. Yeah, end of July was canceled, 8/10, nothing, no meeting scheduled by, the official schedule.
Right.
And 8/24, we also canceled. So okay. I started feeling a little bad. Although we don't have a lot of action tonight, I still wanted to meet.
So then the minutes would have been from the public hearing.
Yes.
Okay.
So I made a motion to postpone that action item to next meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Rich Cortez, second. Any discussion?
Makes sense.
Okay, all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Julie, did you vote?
I did.
Okay, thank you.
Bill, for the commission.
Favorably.
Thank you.
While we're just quickly on the subject of minutes, actually, Amanda resigned. She moved out to Phoenix, got a job with the feds in Phoenix. So, very happy for her. Congratulate her and thank her for all of her efforts that were, working for the commission for the past about year and a half.
Yep. Yeah,
Wow.
I tried to make a point to thank her frequently, and if she does see this recording or is watching live, thank you, Amanda, and good luck on your next endeavor. Okay, Mike, thanks for letting us know. Okay, cruising through the agenda. We have no public hearings, no new applications, unless something's changed, Mike. No, it's not on the agenda anyway. Okay. Under old business, no applications pending. But we always have this action kind of sitting out there to review the plan of conservation and development. Okay, I think that's the 2017 version. So it's already 2021. So that's 4 years since we released that. And if you remember, about a year and a half ago, we did a little exercise to identify sections that we thought might be candidates for review and or revision. So I asked Mike to resurrect the little voting that we did. Oops. And I thought I saw that. Oh, that's on the invitation, eh, Mike?
Yes. I put it on the invitation so that commissioners didn't have to go drag it, fumbling through the Dropbox. But
Okay.
it's also in the Dropbox folder as a POCD discussion follow-up, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
One is the pictures and 2 is kind of like a brief summary of what we discussed on the 4 items. Well, the 4 items that we determined at the time that were priorities.
Okay.
Hey, Mike,
Mhm.
I don't know if it's just me, but when I clicked on earlier in the day, I clicked on the both the agenda and the other linked items, and I'm actually looking at the message right now. It says site ahead contains harmful programs. So again, it might be on my end. So did anybody else have any issue accessing those attachments from within the email?
I did not.
Okay, it's definitely on my end then.
Are you using a company computer?
No, I'm using my own personal computer here.
Okay. Well, maybe it's trying to be very safe for you.
Apparently so.
All right. Let me see if I can remember how to share. Oh, here it is. Share screen.
So I'm sorry to interrupt you. So Mike, would I be able to find these documents elsewhere on the town website?
They're on our Dropbox. They're in
Okay.
the packet under POCD. I think 2020 is the folder.
Okay, thank you. Got it.
So Bill, I remember,
Let me just, Craig, I just showed Craig. This is what Dropbox looks like. And they're under here, Mike, POCD 2020.
Yeah, that's correct.
Voting results and then.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Aaron, sorry to interrupt you.
no, I remember, and I thought we had a homework assignment from several months ago of going in and taking a look at, I think it was number 8 in the POCD. There were anyway, we were going to go in and change wording.
Yeah, I think specifically character.
Promote places with a sense of place. So it's the number 8. And then I think we might have put that off because of the legislation that was being proposed, and that might impact. Is that right? So I don't know where the legislation went, what happened with that, and whether or not we're still looking to do that too. I had actually made notes and suggestions that I was going to share, but I don't know where we're at with that.
I don't have any extra information. Maybe Mike does.
Yeah, so the zoning reorg bill was approved. And it deleted the character of the district as a term.
Okay.
And the new definition of character has to deal with architectural features and the built environment. So it's somewhat of a more measurable term versus character, which was kind of ambiguous. And the concern with a lot of the proponents of the bill was that it was a term that was weaponized by certain communities to say no to certain types of developments, which is not what we intended by saying character and sense of place in our POC.
Right. But then I think people pointed out it still was kind of, offensive or problematic. So yeah. And so I know we were going to look at maybe how do we change some of that wording in the POCD so it sounded more inclusive, or anyway. Okay.
So Mike, was there actual legislation that says, not to use the term character?
Actually, I'm going to pull up the bill right now. If you give me a second, I could possibly share it with the commission.
Okay.
Great.
Let's see here. Sorry, just bear with. I'm running two computers and a little slow here. Sorry.
Are you back in the office, Mike?
Yes. Well, we're back in the office. It's just that, yeah, I could have did the meeting via Zoom from home tonight, except we're watching some of my girls' friends. So I have multiple 6-year-olds at the house right now, and I'm gonna do it at the office. Nice and quiet.
I'm sorry, honey, I have to work at the office tonight.
Um,
Wise choice.
You might pay though, Mike.
I know, I'm waiting for that, but at this point,
You do what you need to do.
is this the one? No. Well, actually, you know what? The presentation was what Dave Blume sent, which shared with Krog, because that's what I was going to go to.
Okay.
I think we all, I think, did he share that? He shared that with the commission?
I think I sent it to everybody at one point.
And let's see here, Helen Sage. I just pulled it up.
July 6th bill, 2021 legislation, maybe?
That's correct.
Do you have access to it, Mike?
Pulling up right now. All right, let's try this.
Okay, here it comes.
So is Public Act 2129 has to deal with the Zoning Enabling Act.
Yep. So Mike,
And
yeah, okay.
yep, I'm just scrolling down to the subsection that's specific to character. So here's the deletion is in the red right here in subsection 3.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And it's now physical site characteristics, or like I said earlier, built-in environment. We could discuss the rural aspects of the community as character of a district. But I would say it's a slippery slope if we can't determine a measurable thing that we're going to say is the features that make that like unique to the district.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you leave it open-ended, that's where you're going to run afoul of that change.
Sorry, Mike, would you repeat that? What is it? A slippery slope, referring to a rural or semi-rural environment?
It's defining what you mean by physical site characteristics. Don't just say that, the intent of this, the change of this law is to move away from the days where we're kind of broad in the sense of what we say is the district and more measurable. And, it's kind of it's a clear understanding, like this is what we mean, kind of that it kind of addresses the issue with what you heard from speakers on your current POCD saying, well, we don't like that term in there. Why? Because if that's what some people had said it's used as a kind of a weapon for against application.
Okay.
All right, Dave, I hear you there now.
Can you hear me, Bill?
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of feedback. All right, I am going to mark you as attending, Dave, but I've already seated. No, you can, yeah, you can be a full member, Dave, because that brings our commission to 6. Yeah, okay, no issues. All right, Mike. So yeah, we're looking at this legislation here where the term character was replaced with another phrase called the physical site characteristics of the district. I don't know if that means every document produced by a town commission or board needs to make that substitution. But I pull out my POCD. Well, let me do this. I think we have the POCD in the Dropbox, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I've got the POCD here, Bill.
You have it open electronically?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I know that number 8, the first sentence is maintain and enhance community character, so when we had talked about that, we had talked about looking at different language and updating that language for that chapter.
Yeah. Well, I think what Mike's trying to convey is that, even if we do a substitute term, we have to, someone, maybe not the planning commission, but someone has to. Sorry, Dave, you're gonna have to mute you. Someone has to be specific as to what the, whatever that term was, physical character, not, what was it? Physical.
Characteristics.
Yeah, it's got to be measurable. It's got to be clearly defined what you mean by character in that sense. If you move the term character, we have to come up with some sort of way that it's measurable, it's defined. I think that's.
Yeah, I took out character period when I did my edits months ago, so because there wasn't really any reason to put it in, and we aren't necessarily talking about architectural character, so I just stayed away from the word in general, but I'm not saying we need to do that, but I did 7 and 8 because 7 and 8 were the ones that had lots of words like that.
Okay, I see it now, Mike.
Yep. I'll just slowly go through the 7 and 8, but you can kind of get the flavor.
Yeah, so like if you go, oops. Before you get to 8.1, yeah, the overview. So like in that, I took out community character and just said sense of place, because that's what.
What sense of place?
Well, that's what I just took it from the title of the.
Yeah, I understand, but if someone asks us, what do you mean by sense of place? Don't we define it in here?
I thought we
On the
did.
sidebar, it says
Right.
What was that, Rich?
Page 40, sidebar.
And then if you look at the picture on slide 39 or page 39, the sense of place is actually a picture at Flamig Farm. I think it's Flamig, yeah.
Yeah. Sense of time, yeah.
Right. So it seems like you could change it from an agricultural perspective, if that's what we meant.
There you go.
Concept of place is abstract.
It is. That's true.
I was reading it. And defining it is elusive. However, you know it when you see it. Place is found in the organizational patterns of the physical landscape, natural or built, i.e., ridge lines, signature brownstone buildings, winding secondary roads, etc., or in preserved historical land uses such as farms, factories, mills, etc. These patterns extend beyond the visual. It is more than just the way the town looks. Place is also manifested in the interaction between human and habitat. The organizational pattern of a farmstead, for example, includes the familiar house, barns, and fields, but it also includes the experience of a farm, the sounds, livestock and tractors, the smells, manure and freshly mown hay, and history associated with the site, perhaps owned by the same family for generations or renowned for its organic produce. Okay, nothing in there about people. It's all about the physical characteristics, huh? So, Mike, maybe we can, that is what page in the POCD?
40.
That's page 4. If you go back one page,
So can I ask a question? Could we not consider, defining the community character as mirroring the description or definition of sense of place?
yeah, that's where I was gonna
Well, that's what I did with, right. I took out any kind of reference to community character and put sense of place.
So for like chapter 7 here or section 7, Aaron, Mike, if you just scroll up just a wee bit.
I put a sense of place, right?
Maintain and enhance community sense of place. That's what you did? You just substituted character?
Yeah, I took out community character,
Oh, and you put
a sense of place.
and then on the first paragraph.
Now, I don't know if that's too close to 8, which says promote places with a sense of place.
Uh-huh.
I think it is different, but
Okay, I have to look at it more closely, and I'm not prepared to go page by page at this point.
yeah, unless you did something like instead of repeating sense of place, maintain and enhance community resources or natural community resources or natural and whatever. I mean, you could.
Yeah, see the sense of place in 8. So we start talking about the different neighborhoods in town.
Right.
Okay. So,
But you could maintain and enhance community resources.
all right. So rather than try to wordsmith it right now, Mike, I'd like to have an agenda item for the next meeting where I want the commissioners to review sections 7 and 8, and then we can have a discussion, an informed discussion on how we'd like to change that, if at all. And what was the term, Mike? If do you still have the legislate or that PowerPoint open that had the legislation? What was the term they used instead of character?
Yeah, I'll pull that up right now if you give me a second.
Yeah.
Physical site characteristics.
Rich beat me to it.
I wrote it down.
It still has characteristics in it, though. Character.
Istics.
Well, nobody can criticize us if we substitute that phrase for character. If we decide to. Okay, so let's take that action. Everyone, please look at these in a little more detail. And then we can really talk about it. That would be on the 28th, so 2 weeks from tonight. And the intent would be to try to I don't know, modernize the terminology in the POCD.
Yeah. I added catchwords and yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, Aaron, if you've marked it up and if anybody else wants to do it, I'm thinking what I might do is kind of make some copies. Well, it's available electronically on the web, on the town website. And I don't see it in the Dropbox, but it's okay. So I'm probably going to download it and then make my comments and I'll scan and send them to everybody before the next meeting. And, if you,
Is this available as a PDF or a Word doc that we can insert comments into rather than write on them?
It's actually, it's a PDF. It's in your packet. It's uploaded to the Dropbox. It's under the POCD 2020 update. You have
Okay.
Simsbury POCD effective.
effective, the full document.pdf.
But what I can do is, if you want, I could convert chapter 7 and chapter 8 into a Word document, specifically just those two chapters, and email it out to the commission. I'll try to get that done tomorrow.
Yeah, Mike, that would be good.
It'd be very helpful. I don't have a scanner to do what Bill does.
Okay, yeah, but you're right, Rich.
Yeah.
We can take that Word document and put on track changes and
Yeah.
go ahead and mark it up.
So,
Right.
I marked up, I did it the old fashioned way,
That's
but I'm going to be away and getting back just before the next meeting. So I probably
Perfect.
will not have time. So I will have to rely on my handy dandy thing here, but I do have it all marked up. Cause I did that, I don't know, months ago when we had that discussion before the legislation. So.
Aaron, do you want to send that to me? Because then I can upload it to the packet, so we'll have it for just in case you miss the meeting.
Oh, I won't miss the meeting,
Okay.
but I just won't be able, I don't think I'll be able to mark up a word. I just don't know if.
Oh, no, your hand markups will be fine.
But I don't know, how do I share? Well, I just won't share them. I'll just verbalize them, I guess, along with everybody else.
Do you have the ability to scan them?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I could just scan the pages that I made
Yeah.
I probably could do that. I probably could do that in time for the next meeting. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'll write myself a note so I won't forget, because I'm leaving at 4 tomorrow morning. So I literally.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's it on the agenda, unless, Mike, you have any other, any additions or anything?
Nothing new for tonight, just this.
Pandemic's really kind of maybe clamped stuff down, but I can't say that. I know that the building permits are way up, right? And lots of
Really?
applications and permits
Yeah.
being issued.
Yeah, I was before the meeting discussing that, the building department, we just finished our fiscal year for last year, and we did $1.2 million in revenue,
Yeah.
which is the most revenue collected by the building department ever. And what we have seen is just a significant surge in residential investment. That's really what's driving this. A lot of
You mean like, people doing renovations?
big renovations. It's not just, well, I shouldn't say big renovations. It's across the board. They're putting new roofs on. They're replacing all their windows. They're finishing their basements.
Yeah.
Additions, pools. I mean, pools were out of this world this year too. So, I mean, everyone, and it's a really positive sign of this community. A lot of people are investing in their properties, which, the other communities don't have the same sort of surge that we're having.
I do have one thing I'm going to share here, a bit of correspondence that I got. Mike, I don't know if you received it. It's share.
Hey, Mike, I'm sorry, Bill, before you do that, can I ask Mike a question about his last statement?
Yeah.
So, you said that, you feel good about the investment that people are making in their homes, and I agree with you. But then you said we're not necessarily seeing that in other communities. Is that anecdotal, or do you have any kind of? I'm not asking for evidence, but I mean, anything more than anecdotal about that?
We asked our peers, the building department. Unfortunately, Henry is so swamped, and Dwight, that they can't take days off to do their continuing education the same days. So we actually asked our peers, what are you doing for numbers of inspections? What are you doing for permit fees collected, et cetera? So we are above what other communities are experiencing right now. Some instances 50% above the activity that others are experiencing. So yeah, we're riding a nice little wave right now.
I'd love to know what's causing that. Why are we standing out relative to our peers? But I'm just curious.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do. You just have a fantastic community, and you have a community that you have a lot of people who own properties that are they're in it for the long haul. So they're investing. They're looking to stay. You don't have a large transient population where they're buying a home and in 15 years they're gone. I think that's what you're seeing, which is nice.
Oh, I agree. It's great.
And I'll be honest with you, so far the building department has not slowed down coming into this year.
Wow. Good. Do you guys see this state of Connecticut correspondence that I received? Am I sharing that?
Yes.
Okay, so I just received this. Apparently, there has been a culvert collapse under Route 10, and I'm going to go right, maybe not under Route 10, but nearby. I see if I think there's a picture in here. It's down by Benny's.
Yeah, Dave Ryan received the same copy. The town has not received this yet. They sent it to the chairmen of the commissions. Here you go.
So this is Benny's.
Yep.
Okay. There's the parking lot. And this is, okay. This is probably the most illustrative here. So this catch basin, I think, is up by the road.
Yep.
And it's a corrugated metal pipe that runs under the road, under Benny's parking lot, and then into Stebbins Brook. I guess this is Stebbins Brook. You can see a failure here, failure here, failure here. I'm not quite sure about this picture. It says collapsed outlet of the 36-inch corrugated metal pipe. I don't see the pipe, honestly. I
Is
think
it directly in front in the lower left-hand side?
That's
right
what
there.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Mike, that was delivered to me. Let me see if I can I get to.
That's apparently something that's been going on for a while. Those pictures look like they were taken in the early spring.
So this particular issue was brought to our attention back in 2016. And we explained to both property owners, it's not just Benny, it's also the property owner that owned the psychiatry office to the south. Because actually it's on their property. It starts on Benny's and makes a 45 and goes under those parking spaces, which are actually on their property.
Yeah.
And it's been failing, this is pre-Benny doing the reconstruction of the parking lot. And at first, the state of Connecticut took the position, well, we're not addressing this, and it's becoming a life safety issue. So they're going in to do an emergency fix, pending obviously DEP approval. So Bill, you received this. Dave Ryan received it because he forwarded it to me Monday when he received it. And I believe Marjorie Winters of Conservation, the chair of the Conservation Commission, also received notice of this because.
Right. Yep.
But yeah, unfortunately, they sent it to all the chairman of the commissions. They did not send a copy to the town, but they've shared it with me. So we're
I didn't see it till today. So interesting.
Yeah, that's a
good map. There you go.
So this is Route 10. Up is north. Okay, here's Benny's. So Stebbins Brook comes in here, and that was that what do they call it? A head wall, concrete head wall. I don't know if there's a key here.
There is a lower right-hand corner.
Proposed 12-inch ductile iron for water handle. Okay, so they're getting into the specifics, but anyway, it comes under Route 10, and that's the catch basin that we had the picture of. And then I think that's a manhole cover.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of the little craters were in here.
Mm-hmm.
And then it comes back out into this little area. So I don't have any issues with it, Mike. I'm not sure if I need to respond to the, this is, I'm not even sure what is prompting them to send it to the boards and commissions, but I don't know.
Yeah. So because they're applying for an emergency permit with DEP, they're required that they like similar to the utility companies. Utility companies, we have what's called docket 34, where they inform the individuals they otherwise would seek approval. They're just required by DEP standards because it's an emergency action to inform the town legislative boards of what's going on. Because obviously this is exempt from local permitting and local regulation because of the state of Connecticut.
Yeah.
Does it say what material they're going to use? They're going to replace with concrete or corrugated steel?
Yeah, it's going to, okay, so this is going to be a 12-inch iron pipe.
Okay.
That's weird. And then the orange, it's reinforced concrete. Let's see if we can see how big it is. 36-inch reinforced concrete pipe.
Wow.
"90 feet here and then 50 feet here." And then if I read this right, proposed 12-inch ductile pipe sleeve for water. So maybe they're just going to line the
existing.
Yeah, the existing rather than dig up the road. Dig up the parking lot and everything. Let me see. Come on, catch up. Oops, I'm way over here. I was the guy who needed to catch up. So here's that head wall. It doesn't say how big it is, but I think they want to put a 12-inch ductile iron pipe through there.
That makes sense.
Like a liner.
Rather than dig everything up.
Anyway, thought I'd share that with you. I have no comments. I don't think I'm going to reply. We're on notice. That's good enough for me. Okay, that's it. Anyone else have any other comments, questions? No.
Are we, Michael, are we still Zooming in 2 weeks or what's going on?
Yeah. So we could have a hybrid meeting if you want at the library. However, if we meet in person, we all have to mask up. So, and you have to wear it the entire meeting. If you don't mind this, we can do this. Otherwise, we would be still Zooming in 2 weeks. It's the commission's, I'll defer to the chair and the commission on that, what you want to do in 2 weeks.
I've met twice, public building committee that way at the library. You pretty much start running out of oxygen at a certain point with the mask on the whole time. I have trouble. So I would prefer to continue doing the Zoom thing as long as we can and it's viable.
Yeah, I'm with you, Rich.
I saw mine. Yeah. I did join one of the hybrid meetings remotely. You know, the technology worked, but it's not the best. What's in the room, Mike, for the people who are there in person to see who is remote? Is there a big screen TV?
Yeah, so you know the presentation screen in the main program room, that's down.
Yeah.
And we connect it's the OWL labs that are the cameras and microphones that can see
Okay.
everyone there. And also through a computer, you're zooming up to the display. So you see everyone. We did a public hearing for the zoning commission hybrid. It worked, but it's interesting.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I think the toughest part out of the mix right now is with the mask mandate. We'd have to all wear masks if we were to sit in the room together.
Mhm. Yeah. I think the consensus is we'll do it Zoom,
Okay.
totally remote. Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Rich, was that you, Rich, or Craig?
That was Craig.
Oh, okay.
And I'll second him.
Rich is seconding. Okay. Any discussion on adjourning the meeting? Okay. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? The meeting is adjourned.